Here we go. All right. That's happening. All right. Another confirmation here. Hill. Okay, so before we dive into the roasts and the startups and things like that, let's have a look at the news. What do we have from the world of news? First news I want to share with y'all is Tesla expands the Robotaxi to Dallas, Houston. Let's have a look at that. Boom. This is from TechCrunch. Let's just have a look at what we have here. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, what happened? There you go. This is happening. Perfect. Cool news. Let's have a look at that. So, Tesla is expanding the Robotaxi service to Dallas. If you didn't know that, let me know. What do you think of this news? I think it's very interesting because it's getting more and more real for the Robotaxi and for Tesla. It's definitely a paradigm shift. People were super mad that Elon didn't bring in a cheaper version of the Model S, a more affordable version of the Model S, and instead he's pushing for the Robotaxi. My educated guess with this is it's not that bad because they're actually trying to do what we call a paradigm shifting or a leapfrog. And so what it means is innovation is really incremental. It's like the people who were cutting blocks of ice were not the people who invented the freezer, and those people were not the people who then invented the next technology, right? So the big innovations often comes because someone comes in and performs a leapfrog. And so I think that's what they're trying to do here. They're not trying to linearly progress, but they're trying to jump into what is the next curve. And that's a bet. I don't think we can really predict the success of this or not, but that's a bet into, okay, let's not just slightly improve the transportation, let's drastically disrupt it. And Robotaxi is one bet for this. What do you think? What do you think about that? I'm super curious to get your feedback on this. So, are you Robotaxi? Are you not Robotaxi? What do you think is going to happen? I'm super curious. But that was one news I wanted to share with you today. Let's have a look at the next one. Let me pull out my file again. There we go. So, Robotaxi news done. What else do we have? I wanted to share with you. Nah, this is political. I don't want to talk about that. Not interested. Let's have a look at the previous days. Okay, this one is interesting. App Store is booming. Let's have a look at that. Up. Bada boom. App Store is booming. So, everyone said AI would kill apps. Instead, new app launches are soaring. According to a news analysis from Market Intelligence, worldwide app releases in the first quarter of 2026 were up 60% year over year across both Apple stores and Google Play. That percentage was even higher, 80% when looking at the iOS App Store alone. In April 2026 so far, the total number of app release is up 104% across both stores compared to the same time last year. Let's have a look at the numbers. Okay, and you can clearly tell something is happening with the App Store. So these findings come amid concern that the rise of AI chatbots and agents would ultimately see users turning away from apps. And that's interesting. That's just true. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Um, let's see what else says. Configuring data. Okay, so that's an interesting news. So clearly, AI is playing a major role in democratizing access to software and into apps development. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I played a little bit with Claude Code in the past weeks, building apps and video games. And I gotta tell you, this is some funny things. This is some funny things. Let me know. Let me know if you want me to do a little bit of a technical hands down. For those who don't know me, my name is Riley Ghiles, aka the Amazing Advisor. I'm a software engineer by degree, and a now startup advisor and investor. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're here, if you're watching this, let me know. Drop a little message, drop a little comments in the chat, say hello. And if you're building anything cool you want to share with me, or if you're stuck, let me know in the chat. I would love to give you a live consultation. Boom. Let's move to the next news. And then after that, we'll probably have a look at a couple of pitch and questions from people. Let me see, what else do we have in the news? So this one done. What else do I have for you guys? Chip, 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 chip. Cursor talks to raise $2 billion at a... Let me know what. Let me just share this screen, which is like my little log. It's going to be much easier. There you go. Boom. There you go. Much easier. Cursor to Toxin raised $2 billion at a $50 billion valuation as enterprise revenue surges towards $6 billion. I personally don't use Cursor. What do you think about this? It's interesting because those kind of companies built on top of GPTs and LLMs. So I would say their business model can be a bit at risk if the LLMs under it, the GPTs, decide to just like Cold Code or Cowork, just do the stuff for them, and then it snaps. What else do we have? Let me just mark this one. It's covered. Do we have anything cool from April? Okay, of course, we need to talk about this one, guys. We need to talk about this one. Anthropic launches Claude Design. Have you tried Claude Design here? I tried it 3 days ago. Man, that thing burned my tokens. I burned my tokens like crazy. Anthropic announced on Friday it's launching Claude Design, a new experimental product that lets users create visuals like prototypes, slides, and one-pagers. And the company says Claude Design is intended to help people like founders and product managers with a design background share their ideas more easily. All right. There we go. With Claude Design, users can describe what they want, and Claude will create an initial version from there where users can refine the visuals and direct edits. For example, you can ask Claude to prototype a serene mobile meditation app, and it should have become a topography, blah, blah. You know what? Guys, this is a live session. Let's just take this prompt and implement it right now on Claude. Share the link. Let me just make sure everyone sees this because I'm about to do a live demo. Absolutely not rehearsed. I can completely go sideways with this. So let me just make sure everyone sees it. Live screen, post this. Let me just do a post. Let me just tell the word the crazy stuff I'm about to do. Boom. Let's go next. All right. I'm about to test Claude Design live. Boom. Is that right? Total improv. Let's just push this here. There we go. Boom. Let me just make another one just to make sure live stream people are aware of this. Oh, you already said that. let's go. Let's see if we can get people to watch this because this is gonna be funny. Okay, so let's give people 2 minutes to join in and not miss this live demo. In the meantime, if you just joined, say hello in the chat. I want to know that you're here. I want to know if you have any questions. And in about 2 minutes, I'm going to test this prompt, this Claude Code prompt live for you guys. So if you haven't had a look at Claude Design, this is your moment. Boom, boom, boom. Let me pull out Claude Design. Okay, seems like the desktop app doesn't have it, or maybe I'm wrong. Let me check. Yeah, it seems like you can't really access it from the desktop application. So let me pull out Claude here. There we go. Okay. Demo is ready. I have no idea what this is gonna take us. This could be a complete failure, but man, this is what we love. There we go. Let's have a look at that. All right. And Claude Design live demo. Whew. Here we are. There's no turning back. There's no turning point. Okay. Let's have a look at that. So, what was the prompt? Let's just copy paste the prompt and see if that was good or not. All right. So, for example, ask blah, blah, blah. So, we're going to copy paste this exact same stuff and see how it performs. So, for those who have never played with Claude Design, this is what it looks like when you log in. Let me switch it here so I can see your questions and comments. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we have a couple of folks who joined. Hello. I'm about to test Claude Design live with y'all. Following in news we got from TechCrunch. Yeah, was it TechCrunch? Yeah, TechCrunch. April 17, that Anthropic announced Claude Design, a new experimental feature, and we are gonna copy paste this exact prompt to see what it does. So welcome to the show. Say hello. This is live, and let's just start with this demo. But before I say this, if you don't know me, my name is Riley Riles. I'm a startup advisor and investor, and this is my new live session. I'll try to run it every single day, 11:30 EST, and I will give you some news about the tech and the AI world. We'll also have a look at some of your startup pitches, some of your startup projects, and I'll take live consultation, and eventually I'll run some demos about anything that comes to mind. This is quite of an improv session, so not everything is planned. We improvise. If you like this session, let me know. And don't be shy. Say hello in the chat or drop me your questions. Okay, that being said, let's have a look at that Claude Design stuff. Okay, so that's the interface. That's what you get. Like I said before, it seems like you can't have access to it on the desktop app, or maybe my app is just not up to date. But this is what it looks like. Let's have a look at that. And let me zoom in a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. New prototype. So clearly what we can do is get some prototype out there, get some slide decks. So skip that PowerPoint or Google Slides. From a template. I have no idea what it means. Pull out a project name, animation, and then what we have in other. Okay. Cool. Set up a design system. That's really cool. For those not familiar with this, design systems are essentially a documentation with patterns, so that, let's say, all your application or all your slides or marketing material use a gold orange with a Arial or SF font. You will upload that into your design system so that everything that you build using Claude Design will have the look and feel of everything that you've built in the past. which is a huge time saver. It makes sure that you have consistency in your artistic direction. And so that saves you a lot of time. So the first time you build an app, um, you kind of go back and forth with the artistic direction. But once you've sort of established it and it's part of your branding, that you just save it as a design system. And so it's going to specify how a button should look like, how an input should look like, how the layout is, and so that you can reuse that all the time. For those who have sharp eyes, you'll notice that I have a little bit of something here. So this is what I was playing with this weekend. And if you guys are interested, I'll show you as a second demo. But first, I want to demo the exact prompt that was on the news so that we can see how it goes. Let me just quickly re-show you the prompt. So the prompt was, you could ask Claude to prototype a serene mobile meditation app. It should have calming topography, subtle nature-inspired colors, and clean layout. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's copy paste this. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. We're gonna go here. We're gonna just go here. Should we go wireframe or high fidelity? That's a good question. I think because we have now let's just start with the wireframes. So it's gonna burn a bit less token. Meditation app, create. There we go. Okay, excellent. Is there anything? Oh yeah, so the chat is down here. There you go. You can see this is how you interact with the system. So here apparently we can add some sketch files. I don't know. Okay, so this is where you actually sketch. Sorry, I was expecting something else. So this is actually cool stuff, because then we'll be able to just draw the thing and say, this is where I want this. Here I just want something like that. Here I want the text. Here I want the text and stuff like that. Could be really cool if we could sort of connect with a tablet or an iPad or something, because like drawing with a trackpad can be a bit complicated. But okay, that's interesting. Okay, sketch, definitely something we'll have a look at. So what we are going to do, I'm just going to delete what I did here to not mess up with this stuff, and I'm just going to paste the prompt that I was giving in the article and see what it does. Let's go. Okay. What's happening? Okay, Claude has some questions. Okay, cool. Interesting. So let's have a look at the questions. Let me zoom in for you guys. So this is the typical ask user questions. It's interesting because it's laying out the entire form and not one question after another. For the sake of this impromptu demo, we're gonna click a bit fast on the stuff, but feel free to suggest if you want some changes. Quick questions on the meditation app wireframes. Which screens would you like to wireframe? Can we just do it all? Okay, let's do the onboarding, and let's do the breathing exercise. How many distinct directions per screen? Let's say decide for me. You know what? Let's have it decide for us on everything, just to have fun a little bit. Fidelity level. Let's go wireframe, but with a little bit of color and texture. Typically, when I used to do wireframes, I used to use a technique called the pink frames, where everything would be like a nuance of pink, so that you don't focus on the high fidelity elements with like the colors and things like that. But for this demo, let's just do it this way. Emotional tone to explore. Interesting question. Monastic. Oh, let's just go with minimalist Japanese. I don't know if Justin the Ronin is watching, but Japanese for sure. How novel should the interactions be? Decide for me. Let's just go all in on decide for me. Home screen, organizing metaphor. Same thing. Let's just go decide for me. Session player, expanding the shape. Okay, typography, so the text. So it's basically building your artistic directions and components of your design system as well. What should the tweaks panel? Let me toggle. Decide for me. Let's go full surprise here. Show inside of a phone frame. Yeah, let's go with iOS. Include designer, annotations, outer work. This side for me. Now let's make a key one. Let's make a couple of ones. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we've answered all the questions, and now we're gonna hit that little button here. Let me just zoom it for you. Continue. Probably gonna have a couple of other questions before. I see that we have feedback confirmation of our decisions, and then we have the trail from Claude appearing now on the left side of the screen. Boom, boom, boom. Things are happening. Is there anything happening on the screen? Not yet. All right. In the meantime, let me check if you guys dropped a couple of questions. Boop, boop, boop. As this is building. All right, all right, all right. Cool, cool, cool. Hey, we have a couple of viewers. Welcome, welcome. Let's see what we have here. All right. Okay, it's creating a couple of stuff. Okay. Interesting. JavaScript components. Okay, so it's going for some sort of web. Going for web, which is not surprising because this model is quite good at JavaScript and TypeScript. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. 13 people watching live. Man, that was a jump. All right. Is it the Claude stuff that got you guys excited? This is a live session, but it's also fully improvised. I was not expecting to run a demo on Claude, but hey, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So we're testing Claude Design for those who just arrived. We copy pasted, the prompt that was here. Prototype a serene mobile meditation app. It should have a calming topography, subtle nature, inspired colors, and a clean layout. So let's see what it does. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, okay, okay. A couple of things are coming out. Yo, what's going on here? Let me tell you what's going on. I'm running a daily live session every day, 11:30 a.m. EST, with me, Riley, the startup advisor, the amazing advisor and investor. And every day I'll try to cover a couple of things around the news, AI and tech news. Then we'll have a look at questions from founders, from builders, their problems, if they're stuck, and we'll try to do live consultations. But what happened today, I was just scrolling through the news of last week because, I mean, that's the first episode, so we had to start somewhere. And we came across that news about Claude Design. I think it was released last Friday. And so we just decided live that we would just give it a try. Boom, let's try Claude Design. And here we are. We're doing it. That's it. So you caught up. Let's have a look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, it's still building. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a look at a couple of startup questions from Reddit, because Claude is still doing its work. You know, it would be funny to actually have a look at the consumption, because usage. Let me go. So the desktop application doesn't show the usage for Claude Design. Let's have a look at that. You see, we have the weekly limits, but we don't have the design usage. So let me just have a look at, let me see if I could just Claude AI my stuff in. You're gonna have a look at my crazy ninja prompts, but that's okay. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there you go. So on the web app, you can see the design. So when I started the experiment, I was at about 25% consumption. So you can tell this baby is drinking your tokens like crazy. But that's okay. I'm willing to burn a couple of tokens just for you guys. So that's my generosity, I guess. All right. Um. Okay. So let's have a look at what we have here. Let me check a little bit of the Reddit stuff in the meantime, because we had a couple of interesting stuff on here. Boom, boom. Ah. There we go. Oh, we have a couple of interesting questions from Reddit. Damn. Let's have a look at that. I should probably make it to another tab. All right. So, interesting. Here we have a pitch. Roast me, pal. Get your startup roasted by multiple personas, Shark Tank, your therapist, and VC. That's funny. That's funny. Let's have a look at what the website gives us, okay? Who's roasting your idea? I have a little bit of a problem with the contrast. This is hard for me to read. Who's roasting your idea? I don't know for you guys, but this is close to impossible to read. It's probably need to zoom in and out. Is there any light mode or something like that? No, there is not. Let me just see if I can just zoom into the text. Same thing. This is a bit hard to read. Plus, it's moving, so that's not a great thing. Overlord, destroy my idea. Okay, I like the sort of RPG kind of theme. Sorry. See where you're going with this. Roast off. What happens if... Okay. What happens if I go here? Okay, strange. Your idea, live startup show weekly. And I want the chaos mode. Hell's Kitchen. Brutal VC. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, we have a question here. Can you invite the owner to talk? Absolutely. We can have guests on the show. So if you want to be in this live session talking with me while I'm having a look at your business, let me know. Send me a DM on X or Instagram, and so I can get back to you and invite you on a session. I will set up a QR code for the future sessions so that anyone can just snap the QR code and they get invited into the live. But yes, absolutely. That's what I want to do. Ideally, we'll have live consultation with you guys so you can get the full value on the spot. Man, you guys are 23 people watching this. And this is the first session. First 24 people. Every time I'm going to say 25 people. Every time I say the number, it's going up. Nuts. I love you guys. This is the first session, so nothing is planned. I just went in full improvisation mode. If you don't know me, my name is Riley, the Amazing Advisor. I'm a startup advisor and investor. I have 15 years of experience in the startup world. I'm also a software engineer. I mean, I used to, because I'm going to be honest, this is alive here. My development skills are... If you really want a cool developer, you need to talk to this buddy that I'm tagging in the chat, Mac. Mac is a beast in tech. I am not. But, man, more and more people joining in. I love it. So I was roasting this while we were having a look at Claude Design gave us some stuff, but you know what? I don't want to spoil anyone. Let's just get back to this. We have stuff to see in Claude Design, but before, let me just have a look at this startup thing. Wait, what happened? Let me just get back here. There you go. Let's have a look at that. So I was getting my pitch roasted, so I'm trying roast me pal. Someone left me that on Reddit. Let's just have a look and click on destroy my idea. Man, you better destroy my idea. Bim. Okay, roasting. I like the vocabulary. I like the use of word. What is it giving us? Another podcast for nobody. Nobody listen to. Your TAM is people interested in startup, which includes 47 actual viewers and your mom. The production cost is 5K weekly. Your monetization is sponsorships, maybe. And you are competing against 12K existing startups shows nobody watches. Well, my show is being watched by 28 people right now, and it's the freaking first episode, so I love you guys. You are creating content consumption. Yeah, this is funny. This is funny. I gotta say, this is funny. So what else do we have here? Scorvette. I like the name of that thing. Stupidly smart pivot. Become a lead gen engine for VC firms. That's quite a pivot. That's quite a pivot. I'm not sure VCs need lead gen that much. While you're at it, built it as an NFT exclusive live stream blocked. Okay, this is way too much. So, okay, I can't really tell if this is kind of a joke or if this is real advice, but that's funny. That's funny. Not sure. Delusion certificate. Okay, this is really funny. Now this is really funny. Let me just get back to the guy and say, I don't know if you're watching this right now. So let's just tell him I've tested your landing page live from my YouTube. Just check the video. Check the video here. Let's see if we can give him the link of the video. There you go. Boom. Artistic direction. So that saves you a lot of time. So the first time. Sorry, let me just turn off this sound here. Boom. There we go. Okay. You guys are probably here because I was testing Claude Design. Actually, I don't know. Let me know. Virgil, this guy's king. CTO level developer, building a bunch of cool stuff, including Blitz Reels. If you don't know him, have a look at his X account and follow the man. That's another amazing tech guy I have on my list. Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely. Hey, everyone who joins the show, drops a comment, gets free visibility from me. I feel like Oprah today. I'm just giving away. You get one, you get one, you get one too. But let's pause here for a second. Let's have a look at what Claude Design gave us. I want to be mindful of the time as well. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, yeah. So let's have a look at what Claude gave us. So for those who just tuned in, I went to Claude Design and I gave it this prompt that we saw from the article, the TechCrunch article. Prototype a serene mobile meditation app. It should have a calming topography, subtle nature, inspired colors, and a clean layout. So I just went into Claude Design, typed in this exact prompt, and then I got a bunch of questions. And this is what it came back with just before we get that. See, okay, 38%. So it probably burned about 13% of my Claude Design subscription to build this. And now let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that. So I'm just going to zoom out, or can I zoom out? Okay, no, I can't zoom out or scroll. I was expecting, no, okay, it's a bit strange. Okay, I was expecting this thing would be like a big canvas that I could, zoom in and out of, but I'm pretty much zooming into the entire page. Okay, cool. As you can see, we have that little tweak thing here. So I don't know if the tweak thing is for the overall interface or specifically for my design. So let's have a look at that. Let me zoom out. Let me click. Okay, so this is a kind of remote to help you navigate through the output of Claude. Cool. Okay, get it. So let's have a look. Let me just collapse it. Let's have a look at what it gave us. Still water, exploration, blah, 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 direction. Okay, so this was my input. This was also part of my input. Then I asked it to do a couple of onboarding screens. There's a little bit of a, I don't know if I can grab a pen or something like that. Just a draw on top of that. Yeah, seems like, yeah, perfect. There's a draw here. So, okay, I get it. Because I asked it to give me a couple of explanations and arrows and stuff like that. And so these green sentences are exactly that. Let me just, can we just revert? Yeah, perfect. So everything that you see on the interface, that is that green color, is not part of the interface. It's extra information, extra details that it's giving us, so we can have a look at that. Mind you, these are wireframes, so not high definition, but it's supposed to still give you like a clean idea of where we're going with this. I have to say, that's not bad of a work. That's not bad of work. It's definitely going to save you a little bit of time. The text here is absolutely not readable. So accessibility issues in here. Okay, onboarding. Before we start, why are you here? To handle stress, sleep better, focus. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, I would say there's a little problem here because people can have multiple choices and not just one. So I would probably fix that in the wireframe before going to the next level. Let's try the first 60 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. Few experiences. All right. Okay. That's actually not bad. What do you guys think about it? Let me know. Let me know. Just drop me a comment, drop me a message. Have you ever used it? What do you think? Next time I'll see if I can get one of my friends, designer friends, to jump in and have a look at that. There's a problem in the information architecture. The text is a bit small and probably a bit hard to sort of navigate through. So that's definitely something I would sort of fix in the prompt, or maybe manually. The one thing that is not, yeah, yeah, it looks like a wireframe. Absolutely, absolutely. The one thing I'd say is, and that's a frustration I personally have every time I use those AIs for these kind of work. Because when you use a GPT for code, you can always have access to the code and change it yourself. So if you're not happy with the implementation, you can open the engine and crack the stuff. With these kind of things, you don't have access to the source file. Maybe you do, and I don't know how to do it. So let me know. But I can't just transform that and like open it with my Illustrator, or I'm using Sketch or Figma or something like that, and manually tweak the stuff. I would have to regenerate everything. And this is where like the last 10% that you're trying to get are the hardest one. And this is where you could use a lot of time. So I'm really curious to see how they gonna be able to replicate the 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 process that we have for writing code to anything else. Like if you use AI to generate videos, for example, if there's one detail in a video that is not exactly as you want it to, then it becomes exponentially harder to change it because you have to reprocess everything. If the AI doesn't mess up, like there's no regression with the rest of the output that is processed. But I have to say, this is not bad. This is not bad wireframes. Later next week, we're gonna, later next week, we're gonna take this and see if we, and how we can transition to high fidelity mockups, and see how it handles it. So let's parking lot this for a future episode in the session. Make sure you follow me on X, or if you're watching from YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna run those lives every day, 11:30 EST, and you don't want to miss the next episode with this. But this was the first introduction to Claude Design. How I get back to, okay, cool, meditation app. As you can see, I have a little bit of a Dragon Quest RPG style. I wanted to play with that. But that I will show you in the next episode. Do we have any questions about your startup? How's it going and stuff like that? So let me have a look at that. And we'll close the episode from this. I covered this news. Mark has covered. Boom. Let's go. Let's see if we can have a look at another pitch. I'm building a platform called Event Snaps to help events host easily collect photos and videos from guests. It uses a QR code so guests can upload directly from their browser. And we have a live slideshow, blah, 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 blah. You can check what's building, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm just going to click, but I already have a fair bit of feedback. What is that? This is very strange. Okay. This is very strange. Every guest has a gallery. Yeah, so the website is a bit strange. That's absolutely not what I had in mind when I started reading the pitch. Every guest, every moment, one gallery. Create an elegant shared album for your celebration. So for your celebration, guests simply can scan the QR code to contribute. Oh, yeah, it's way too wordy for something that doesn't need to be like that wordy. How it works. Create an event, guest scan, live gallery. I would definitely bump this up into the website, like as high as possible, so people just jump right to the stuff. I'm building an advance of. So the problem I have with this is, what is the value proposition and what is the problem that you're solving? That's not clear at all. So let me just give this guy the link to the YouTube. Where is that? Boom, 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 boom. So I live reviewed your SaaS. You can check the video here. So what can we say about his stuff? So number one, I don't understand your value proposition. What problem do you solve and for who? What problem do you solve and for who? Yeah, I should probably use Whisperflow to do these kind of things. So tell me more about it. There we go. All right. Let me just remove that. Let's have the next one. Let's take a couple of ones on X. Let me just see. Do we have anyone on X who just dropped a pitch? Man, you guys are way too shy. Or maybe it's a refresh thing. You guys are way too shy. You're missing on something big. 29 live viewers on X. Yep. Okay, so let's just get back to Reddit. Let's have a look at some of these things. Record and transcribe anything. Replay with word by word highlighting, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is typical mistake I see with tech founders, is that when you present something, you present it from the feature perspective. You describe literally what you've built instead of describing the positive result of what you've built. So you're focusing on the feature instead of focusing on the benefit. And so nobody wakes up thinking, you know what? I need a tool where I can record, transcribe anything, and replay with word by word highlighting and dictate and use AI into this app. No, people wake up and think, man, every time I'm walking, I'm doing my morning walk in the park, I have those amazing ideas. But it's too cold out there or it's raining, and so I don't pull out my phone. And when I'm just thinking, okay, I'll just do it when I get back home. And then when I get back home, I forgot the idea. That's how people think. So you need to fix this with this approach. Check out boom, boom, boom. So you need to fix your value proposition and focus on the outcome and not the features. Let's just quickly have a look at the website. Give the man a little bit of visibility. Dick to whiz, voice to text. Is it me or those photos are a bit blurry? They're not high definition. The keyboard that turns into your voice, blah blah blah. Record from anywhere. Okay, that's cool. More than a voice memo. Never take notes again. The interface looks super dense. Wow, like yeah, just having a look at that, the interface looks super dense. Yeah, man. Wow. Like especially for people using phone. If I'm using my phone, there's no way I would click to so many things and elements. It has to be lean, lean, especially for something as simple as that. Cool. Let's have a look at that, guys. Let me know. Try it. Let me know what you think. Dick to whiz. I'm gonna take one or two more. Let me just be conscious of the time here. Yeah, okay. Let's do one more, and then we'll close the session. Growing startups needs a simple way to manage onboarding and people ops without a dedicated HR team. Yeah, so here's the thing. Growing startups need a simple way to manage onboarding and people ops without a dedicated HR team. So the thing is, it all depends on what startups are you targeting. Because I think you don't need to have an HR department if you have less than 30 people, I believe. So that means when you say that you're targeting startups with 30 people or more, and 30 people or more struggling to manage onboarding with people, like something's off. Something is off here. The problem is also too blurry. Like, what is it that you're actually bringing to startups who have 30 or more people? And like if you're a startup with 30 people, that's a bit strange to me, but yeah. Boom. We built a sendhr.eu. Let's just have a look at that. We onboard your new employees. HR for startups. Startups is way too vague. Like a lot of startups are like 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Build and host it in the EU. So now you're focusing on EU. Guys, please, I beg you, when you're doing your copy for web pages, make sure you don't have the M dash. It really yells AI, automated, and unprofessional because it takes a second to just scrap these things off the page. Answer the question, so what? We onboard your new employees so that you don't lose ABC, so that you don't have to do ABC, so that you can focus on ABC. What is the outcome? This is the output. What is the outcome? What is the benefit of the benefit? The website looks extremely empty. The colors are maybe too. The color palette is too weak, so we don't see the clear visual elements on all these things. But let me know what you think. There's a lot of things missing in here. Like I'm having a look at an empty page, pretty much. Is it just the zoom? No, I'm just at 100%. Onboard, develop, and retain your people. Yeah, this is very vague. Their experience starts before day one. This is very vague. This is a classic like HR GPT copywriting. What? Man, this image doesn't even display the full text. Is it like? Let me just check the. Yeah, no, it's not a mobile or something like that. Okay, you have a problem here. Set expectation, drive growth. It's super abstract. Set personal teams, manage shared operations, goal tracking. Okay. You're taking screenshots of your application, but it's a bit vague. Build culture of growth. Yeah, too many things. Too many things. You're doing too many things. Like, give me one problem that you can solve well, and then progress into that. Because yeah, and then if your pricing is that low for what you're doing, it's a bit of a red flag to me. So yeah, have a look at your copy. Send me a DM. Send me a DM on Reddit or X, and tell me a bit more about that so we can improve the copy for next time. Because this one is a bit off. Boom. There we go. 34 people live 1 hour session. I think we can close this here, but before we do, let me just remind you what just happened. This was the very first session of Roast My Startup. I started 30 minutes late. So sorry for the guys who were just tuned in. But every day, 11:30 a.m. EST, we're going to have this session. We'll cover some news. We'll answer your question. We'll have a look at pitch. And if you guys are really, really interested, like this gentleman said, I can bring you to the live so you can present me your startup. You get visibility and a free live consultation. If you are interested and you don't want to miss a single episode, you have to go to my profile, Riley Ikni, click follow so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you're watching this from YouTube, just subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want to work with me, I have something really cool called the SaaS and Startup Kitchen. It's on School. Have a look at this. This is where I work with founders. Last year, I helped 7 founders generate $1.3 million of revenue, US dollars of revenue. That was Riley, your favorite Amazir advisor, and this is it for episode number 1. 34 live viewers. I was expecting to have one, probably be my mom, but 34 live viewers. I love you all. See you on the next one, but until then, boom.